KI4DBK here, documenting my Telegraph Key Collection. First is Mcelroy Handke. It's a very nice straight key. Has a great feel. Looks good, and it's heavy, which is always a good thing for pounding brass. Literally, you pound brass with this key. Recently, I acquired this Johnson Speedx straight key. It was donated by KM4BI, a local friend, an excellent CW operator, and also a member of the Chicken Fat Operators, the CFO. One of my favorite, actually this is my favorite bug at the moment. It's the Mcelroy Marbleite Base Deluxe. I got this very good condition. It's an eBay find. I got this several years ago, probably 6 or 7 years ago. And this is the one I've been using lately whenever I had the need for semi-auto bug action. And the Simplex Mono, which I believe could arguably be the best CW key ever made. It's stainless steel, solid stainless steel, and it weighs close to 4 pounds if I recall. At least 3.5. I mean, it's rock solid. And it has solid 24 karat gold contacts. Not sure if they're going to be visible in this video, but anyway, and my V2L. This was given to me by a friend in the Chicken Fat Operators, and is an excellent paddle. The finger pieces are Coca-Cola wood. Has a good feel, so I don't know when I'm going to be in the mood for dual lever action, but whenever I do, the V2L will be waiting for me. So thank you to the guy who donated this to me. You're the greatest, and you know who you are. So moving over to the rest of the collection, another Mcelroy in-bow wobbler. It needs a base. It's designed to be mounted on a custom base of the user's choosing, and haven't found anything, haven't really devoted the time for this. I saw a good deal on eBay and I snagged it. Let's see, over here is what I consider one of the best paddles, dual lever paddles ever made. Another Mcelroy. It's designed by Gerhard Mcelroy. It's just a great feel. The Bengali barely beats it out, but the only difference is I was never quite sure if it was coming out of adjustment. I don't think it did. I think it was my own mistakes, but other operators have claimed that they couldn't get theirs to stay in, but most people who have it love it. And indeed, it's one of the best paddles again that I ever used. It got several years use after I felt like I needed to graduate from the bencher. Over here is something that I purchased from Bengali, my first Bengali. It's the Simplex Mono. It uses a unique hinged armature, but it's a single lever paddle even though it appears to be dual. The dual levers are fixed to the armature, which is then hinged up here. So it has a unique action. It was experimental, and Bengali ran a special on it when it came out, and it was rather cheap, so I picked one up to try it out. I didn't like it at first, but after a while it grew on me. So it is a really good key. It just takes some getting used to. So behind it we have, getting a cord tangled up in it, we have a Mcelroy Handke. They had a cheap plastic base. Trying to see if you can see the insignia or the name on the base. Well, it's going to be difficult to see in the video anyway, but mainly just got this. I had to put some replacement parts on it, but I mainly got it because I'm a fan of Ted Mcelroy, because he still holds the record for copying CW at over 70 words a minute on a mill, over 75 if I recall correctly. And he actually copied down letter for letter on a mill, which is like a typewriter. Anyway, and we have the ubiquitous Lionel J38. And that's incomplete. I really need to get a new one of these someday. And the American Radio Hardware J38. This one's mostly complete. Here's a hand key built and designed by K4KP Hack, as his nickname, as he was known in this area. He's a legendary operator around my area, and in fact he was also a member of the Chicken Fat Operators QRQ-CW Club. Just another cheap straight key I picked up for 50 cents at a ham fest. And the leg clamp for the was it the J37? I don't know where that went. I must have given it to someone. But anyway, here's my original bencher, BY1. A nice key, very nice key, but of course the bearing system is not exactly precision. And then it's got this spring, which is going to vary with temperature and with age. So it's not the most precise paddle, but it does the job. And I know people with a much superior fist than my own who still use them. And then I had the chrome model as well, but for some reason it never felt as good as this one did. I had to do restoration. When I purchased this off eBay, I got a really good deal, and the finger pieces were broken. Had to replace those, or one of them at least, if I recall. On the back is a Vibraplex square eraser paddle, I believe it's called. I don't know if it's coming through. It's getting a bit. It's at the edge of the shelf and it's a bit dark, but anyway, never did like that. I never did like the feel of that at all. But I'm still extremely grateful for KM4BI, who donated it to my collection. And 1968 Blue Racer Vibraplex Bug. For CW ops out there, it needs no further explanation. So here's the Vibraplex Champion. I believe this is a 70s model. I'd have to check the serial number against the database. This Vibraplex here is a 48. This is a 1948. It's accumulated some dust, but the finish is nearly pristine. It's almost mint. And I got this. The guy who was selling this on eBay 6 years ago or so, he did not take a very good picture. It was out of focus and there was only one photograph, and the jewel was missing from the top of the Trinian bridge here, or whatever. I had to order a new jewel from Vibraplex and a new finger piece for the dip action. And then I had a mint condition 48 original Deluxe. It still has the shorting bar, and I paid less than $50 for this. And all you CW ops out there know that it's worth a lot more than that. And here is the Fratini Semi-Magnetico. It uses magnetic action for the DAWs, the dashes, but then it uses the traditional bug spring steel for the dots. So this is a beautiful key. It weighs a ton. It's all brass. Each one's custom made by Fratini himself. And mine was number 80. So I got number 80 of this really fine business key. Nevertheless, the Mcelroy bug is still my favorite. Maybe it's just the romance of Ted Mcelroy's achievements that makes me want to continue using this bug. But that's it, and I'm not really planning on buying keys a whole lot in the future because I don't need them anymore, and I can't afford it, and it's just too much excess. I can't really justify it. But nonetheless, I'm still open to donations if anyone wants to lighten the load of keys that they have sitting around their shack. It's Cal4DBK 73.